Otto and Gustav Lilienthal were brothers, dreamers, and pioneers. Born in Germany in the mid-1800s, they shared a fascination with flight. Birds, with their effortless grace, captivated their imaginations. They wanted to unlock the secrets of flight, to experience the freedom of soaring above the earth. This shared passion became their life's work. Otto Lilienthal was the first of 8 children born to the merchant Gustav Lilienthal on May 23, 1848, in Anklam province of Pomerania, Kingdom of Prussia. 5 siblings died at the age of a few months or years. His father was a mathematically and technically gifted man. His mother had studied music in Dresden and Berlin. When the family got into financial difficulties, they decided to emigrate to America. The sudden death of the father thwarted the plan to emigrate. This happened about 6 weeks before Otto Lilienthal's 13th birthday. With great effort, his mother managed to provide her children with a good education. Her sons, Otto and Gustav Lilienthal, initially attended the grammar school in Anklam from 1856. Their teachers included the astronomer, Gustav Sporer. Flight tests and experiments, as well as the study of bird flight, already took place during this time. The brothers remained closely connected throughout their lives through numerous projects and inventions. In 1867 and 1868, the Lilienthal brothers built experimental devices in their hometown Anklam to generate lift by flapping their wings. The result was a maximum liftable mass of 40 kilograms. The subsequent investigations of the cambered wing in the airflow without flapping became the decisive experiments. In November 1867, Lilienthal began studying at the Berlin Trade Academy, which was run by Franz Reulow and later became the Charlottenburg Technical University, and received a scholarship that significantly improved his living situation. His aviation ambitions had not gone unrecognized at the school either. Nonetheless, after completing his training in 1870, Lilienthal turned down an offer from Reulow to become his assistant. In several letters from the Franco-Prussian War, in which Lilienthal took part as a 1-year volunteer, he tells his brother and mother about the balloons that left besieged Paris. The brothers' first attempts to earn money with their own company were not successful. The patent application for a Stirling engine failed, and the patent for a cutter for mining led to series production, but not to their own company. From 1874 onwards, Otto Lilienthal, supported by his brother Gustav, carried out systematic measurements of lift and drag on flat and curved surfaces using a self-developed rotation apparatus, which provided promising results. Financial constraints in particular, but also the spirit of the times, prevented his findings from being published in a timely manner. In 1889, Otto Lilienthal published his book Der Vogelflug als Grundlage der Fliegekunst, The Flight of Birds as the Basis of the Art of Flying, which is now regarded as the most important aeronautical publication of the 19th century. Nevertheless, the book received little attention at the time, as the general public favored lighter-than-air aviation, the further development of the balloon into an airship. Lilienthal, on the other hand, described this as an aberration and emphasized, "The imitation of gliding flight must also be possible for humans, as it only requires skillful steering, for which human strength is completely sufficient." The Lilienthal brothers had recognized that the wing cross-section was of great importance. The most important finding of these years was the discovery that curved wings provide greater lift than flat ones. The characteristic wing profile of birds had not escaped the attention of other aviation engineers, but the Lilienthals were the first to link it to exact measurements. The Wright brothers later said of Lilienthal's tables that they were the best available in print for over 2 decades. Otto Lilienthal's approach, from step to jump, from jump to flight, ultimately made successful gliding flight possible. With the publication of his book, Otto Lilienthal considered the theoretical foundation sufficient to move on to practical gliding exercises. His brother Gustav no longer took part in this. As a result, the first human flight is today associated exclusively with the name Otto Lilienthal, even though his brother was involved in the preparatory work. Otto Lilienthal experimented with different wing shapes and materials, meticulously documenting his findings. His workshop, filled with sketches and prototypes, buzzed with creative energy. Otto's designs were revolutionary for their time. His gliders, crafted from wood, fabric, and wire, were lightweight yet strong. Lilienthal began with standing exercises against the wind, followed by jumps from the springboard in the garden of his house. From spring 1891, Otto Lilienthal used the site of an abandoned sandpit on the northern slope of the Spitzenberg, Krilo district, between Derwitz and Krilo, which was suitable as an airfield. There he made 25-meter gliding flights with the Derwitz apparatus, evaluating each flight and continuously improving the apparatus. The flight tests in Derwitz were accompanied by the meteorologist Karl Kastner, who also documented them photographically. These photos taken by Karl Kastner of Otto Lilienthal in 1891 are the first photographs of a flying person in history. Lilienthal's flights were reported at home and abroad. The sensational flight photographs appeared in scientific and popular publications in many countries. Lilienthal reported on his findings in the Verein zur Förderung der Luftschifffahrt, Club for Promotion of Airships, and his articles appeared regularly in the Zeitschrift für Luftschifffahrt und Physik der Atmosphäre, Physics of the Atmosphere, and in the popular weekly magazine Prometheus, which reported on progress in trade, industry, and science. Translations were published in the USA, France, and Russia. Numerous domestic and foreign visitors came to Berlin, including Samuel Pierpont Langley from the USA, Nikolai Yegorovich Zhukovsky from Russia, Percy Pilcher from England, and Wilhelm Kress from Austria in August 1895. In 1892, a sandpit in what is now the Berlin district of Steglitz, and in 1893, an artificial flying station, also in Steglitz, served as an airfield. In 1894, Lilienthal had a 15 meters, 50 feet high hill built in Lichterfelde, today a district of Berlin, the Fliegerberg, Flying Hill, that still exists today, where he made thousands of flights up to a distance of around 80 meters. Today, a memorial is placed on top of the hill he used, and the surrounding area is a park named after him. In total, Otto Lilienthal built at least 21 flying machines in his lifetime, including flapping wing machines. In 1894, one of these gliders, the so-called normal Segel apparat, normal gliding apparatus, went into series production. From 1895, he flew 2 different biplanes with a wingspan of 5.5 meters to 7 meters and a wing area of 25 square meters. From 1893, he also designed flapping wing engines with carbon dioxide motors. A new large wing flapping apparatus was ready for testing in 1896, but was never used. On August 9, 1896, tragedy struck. During a routine test flight, Otto's glider stalled at an altitude of 15 meters or 50 feet. Reason was a form of updraft caused by solar radiation warming the Earth's surface and subsequently the air near the ground. The fact that Lilienthal repeatedly tried to increase his flight distances, which meant he had to fly at a higher angle of attack and therefore more slowly, may have contributed to the accident. Otto was conscious after the crash. Balich, one of his mechanics, later reported as an eyewitness that Lilienthal said immediately after the crash, "It's not so bad, it can happen. I need to rest a bit, then we'll carry on." Lilienthal was taken to a nearby inn in a horse-drawn carriage. He was later transported to Berlin lying in a carriage under medical escort. He fell into a coma during the transport. The following day, August 10, 1896, he died in the Berlin University Hospital. An autopsy by the public prosecutor's office revealed that Lilienthal had suffered a fracture of the 3rd cervical vertebra on impact. More recent investigations consider a brain hemorrhage to be more likely as the actual cause of death. Photographs of the crashed flying machine have survived, presumably taken during the police investigation in the yard of the Lilienthal machine factory. Many aviation pioneers such as Augustus Hering and Ferdinand Ferber continued to work according to his method after his death. The most important results lead via Chanute and Hering to the Wright brothers. Nikolai Yegorovich Zhukovsky, a Russian mathematician, aerodynamicist and hydrodynamicist, who is considered the father of Russian aviation, wrote in a journal article in 1897, "The most important invention of recent years in the field of aviation is the flying machine of the German engineer Otto Lilienthal." The story of the Lilienthal brothers is a timeless one. filled with lessons that resonate far beyond the realm of aviation. It's a story about the power of dreams, the importance of perseverance, and the unwavering belief in human potential. It reminds us that even in the face of setbacks and tragedies, the pursuit of knowledge and innovation must continue. Their legacy is a testament to the indomitable spirit of human curiosity, the drive to explore the unknown, and the courage to challenge the impossible. The Lilienthal brothers dared to dream of a world where humans could take to the skies, and in doing so, they inspired generations to come. Their story is a reminder that progress is rarely linear, often marked by both triumphs and setbacks. But it's through our failures that we learn, adapt, and ultimately achieve breakthroughs that shape the course of history. The Lilienthal brothers, with their unwavering dedication to their craft, embody the very essence of innovation, reminding us that the sky is never the limit when it comes to human ingenuity.